Well, good afternoon. Hello. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on how am I doing? So I figured I'd give you a quick heads up and kind of recap my week so far. I am a week into round one of chemotherapy. I mean, as weird as it is to say that, I am, right? I am officially a cancer patient now. And that is strange. For those of you who haven't, caught in on everything lately, here's the quick recap. I now am at stage two bladder cancer. That means it's what's called muscle invasive. So the cancer has actually gotten into the muscle wall of my bladder. So not good. It's not what we want. What we want to prevent now is for it to completely burrow through the wall of the bladder. That's bad because that's when it starts spreading all throughout your body. We don't want that. That's definitely not a good thing. So that's what we're doing. So now we are trying to fight it because the three surgeries I've already had and the immunotherapy that I had didn't work. So we got to bring in the big guns, and that's where chemotherapy comes in. So about 9 days ago, I had a port installed in my chest. Over here, you can you can even see it in the shirt because it's not flat to my chest. It's kind of bowed out a little bit. But they use that to put the chemo in me. I got my first round of chemotherapy this past Monday and did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I got to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday every other week for 8 weeks. So we'll do 4 rounds, and each round is considered those 2 weeks because that time in between is considered, excuse me, like healing time. So that's how that's going to work. So what's it like? Go figure. Somebody's calling in on me right now. I'll pick up that phone call later. Um, so what's it like? Well, in the hospital, they've got a room full of chairs and like these little, excuse me, these little booth areas. By the way, I'll come back to the hiccup thing here in a minute. So I'm in a room full of, maybe another dozen, 15 people that are all having chemotherapy. We got a big Barca lounger to hang out in and TVs and Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So I mean, you know, you can keep yourself you can keep yourself occupied while you're sitting there. But I'll tell you what really got me, and I've been pretty happy-go-lucky about this whole deal so far. But what really got me was that when I got in there on Monday morning, and they hooked all the stuff up to that rack. If you ever had an IV, and they got the rack there, and they pumped me full of fluids first. Then they pumped me full of anti-nausea medicine. Excuse me, and then I got the first round of chemo. And seeing her turn the knob and to see the drips of the medicine drop down and know that that is now going into my port and into my body. It was a pretty big moment. Not gonna lie, it was a big moment of this like realization of, ah, shit, I'm a cancer patient now. I mean, I've known I've had cancer for almost a year, right? But it hasn't really changed my life. I was still racing cars. I'm still buying foolish things off of Facebook Marketplace, all that stuff. Um, Monday, it became really real. So um, that was wild. That was definitely a moment for sure. Um, but overall, how do I feel? Feel pretty good. I've got a I've got this fatigue that's almost constant. Like I'm almost in like a fog, if you will. I just kind of, yeah, feel that way. I'm sleepy. I took a nap this afternoon. I've done that a couple of times now this week. And then when I wake up, I feel really great after the nap. And then it just kind of falls off again a little bit. So that's not uncommon at all. Um, I had a hiccup a moment ago. The hiccups for real. That turns out that's an actual side effect from one of the chemo meds. It's called cisplatin. That one is also it's called ototoxic and also mess with your hearing as well. So I'm hoping that that doesn't have much of an effect to me, but it could, it might. Um, What else? Then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, same thing. I go 3 days in a row and get my treatments done. The cool thing is that actually the facility is literally a 2 minute drive from Alex's dorm room over on campus. So that's pretty fun. So I was able to go see him yesterday for a little bit. So works out all right. Um, I am feeling pretty good for the most part. I still have my hair. Well, in fact, I've got really bad hat hair today. I apologize, but nothing's fallen out yet. But that's probably going to happen after the second round. So that's kind of the deal there. But overall, you guys, I feel good. Thank you so much for all the good juju, the good feelings, the notes, the calls, the emails, the text messages, whatever. Thanks for all of it. If I don't reply immediately, I got a lot going on right now, but believe me, every single note is seen and I read it all and I love you all for all of it. So thank you so much. So we're plugging along. That's the latest right now. And I get to do it again in 2 more weeks, but week and a half now at this point. And then we'll see what happens there, but I'll keep you posted in the meantime. All right. Thanks, everybody. I truly, truly, truly mean that. And I love you all. Thanks.